Alright guys, I'm back. Sorry for the finger in front of that. Let's light it. With this model, you got a, this is your damper, 2700i quadrifier. This has been this is like the best thing my wife and I both agree on, hands down, that we have purchased for our home. And I'm shadowing the camera, and I'm not trying to, I'm not a cameraman, but I know it's not good for your picture to shadow it. There's a draft. And that's the damper. They're different. Alright. Right there. That's hot. And there it goes. With this, with a cold flue, you gotta warm it up, man. I mean, it just doesn't draft. A little smoke coming out there, but on this model, you actually don't have to use that draft that often. The draft's down there. There's a damper. Damper's all the way open. You just got to get it heated up. Once you heat that flue up, and you see those air jets in there, and there's a hole in the backside, and that little looks like a nose, kind of like a nose plate right here. That actually injects air as you turn the fan on. This does have a squirrel cage type fan, but it's one of the better ones I've seen that work. And they make bigger models than this. This is the smallest wood stove insert. We had a faux and half faux rock and half real rock that were off the property here that they kind of cobbled up, and then this stone down here is real. That's our. And yes, we need a wool rug, not wool, but a hearth rug. Excuse me. Let's see if we can get this flue heated up and get those coals going. Now you can see on the bottom down there some of the coals, they're already warm, but it's not enough to maintain enough heat. Let's inject a little air into it. See if we can get it going. Let's see if it picks up in the top there in the middle. Yeah, there it goes. You see it start drafting up. Oh wow, yeah, it's really kicking up now. This is a modified log cabin stack fire, by the way, if you're wondering what kind of stack that is. I'm sure you can see it. It's a camping type fire I learned in Boy Scouts. It's in the Boy Scout manual. And also some of the coals right there, they're pretty warm. You see you got instant coal if you got to restart this thing. If this fire does not take off, then we can do it. And then that cardboard's catching. It's brown cardboard, had a little bit of black ink. I had a school book come in it through UPS today, I think it was. You see the fire going in the background. Let's see what it does when I pull the damper. See, it cuts itself out. There's not enough air in there. So if I crack the door, kind of puts it out, but it should. There's a little bit of flame trickling back in there somewhere. There it comes. The best thing we can do is just leave it alone and let it do its thing. Hopefully that's enough heat. Pull that damper out just a little bit. We'll see what happens here. I think I opened the door and killed it. That really sucks. I knew better than doing that. What an idiot. Yeah, as my wife walks by, she's probably chuckling at me, but I will let you guys go and try to get this thing going, and we'll get back with you. Alright, y'all. Well, finally got it going. I guess it doesn't like me. My wife had to come over here and stand near it, and then it fire sprang right up and started going. If you can see up in there, just by, I guess, the thermal cycle, the cold air comes down in down here on the bottom, and then it comes out right up there, right in here, right in this grate right there. But when it pulls that cold air in, it feeds the top side of the fire, and it also feeds the bottom. There's that little knob looking thing right there, a little hump behind that coal or that ash. And there's one on the back side. It looks like just a pipe hole in the back. But it's all cast iron, heavy steel construction with fire brick lining. You could probably see it. It's pushing the air out, and it's making a blue flame and then a yellow flame on that second row, third row. Let's see if I can get a better angle. Either way, this feeds the fire, and up on top is an asbestos sheet. What the asbestos sheet does, it doesn't let the flame and the heat go straight up the flue or the chimney. It recycles the unspent gas, much like a turbo on a turbo-powered vehicle, whether it be gas or diesel. Primarily, I think, a diesel. But that's what it does. Yeah, I got to clean it. We're about halfway through the season, hopefully, and that'll be the first cleaning for it. But it really is efficient. We don't have any smoke that comes out the chimney. It's just whatever heat's left. Sorry for the crappy camera work. Whatever heat that escapes finally out the chimney that we don't blow out with the blower fan, which is right here, right there. It takes it in those louvers through that squirrel cage, and I mean, it puts it out, man. It's not very loud. Well, when it's up on high, it's kind of loud, but it's not like the regular old wood stove that you used to have. This one's rated for 1,500 square feet, heated square feet, or less. The Quadrifire 2700i is what it is. It's a nice stove. Comes with different trim packages. I just chose to keep the brass colored handle, which is, I think it's brass coated, and the knobs and the little handles. But I wanted silver. I couldn't get silver, so I decided to go with the blower fan, which I'm glad I did. There's the fire. I bet you're wondering why we concentrate the fire in the center. Well, the wood in there, we got another load of wood in. We had to buy wood this year instead of getting it ourselves. I just didn't have time with school. So the wood on the side is drying as it's burning in the middle. It was kind of green. I thought it was kind of green, but I wasn't sure. It looked seasoned to me, and when you hit the two pieces of wood together, it sounded seasoned, but still got enough moisture in it. The moisture content's just a little high for burning wood, but stack two pieces on the side. When the fire burns down the middle, I'll roll those to the middle. I'll put two more pieces in, and it's a little bit extra work, but it works. It's kind of a bear to get going. But there's our fire, and you can see how well those coals are doing in there. Those coals, there's a few pieces of wood, the pine wood that was in there, but those are straight in. You can see what I'm talking about right there in the middle. But everything else was reclaimed hickory coals that I sorted through in one of the prior videos that I'm going to try to thread or splice, whatever you want to call it, put together, edit together. And you'll see that in the earlier section. But that's what coal saving does for you. When you get them going, it really makes a big difference. And that's it. That's all my videos for now. I appreciate it.